Engine tin and what to use on it. Back years ago, we used to use Western synthetic enamel. Man, that was stuff a long time ago. They don't even make the stuff anymore in California. We used to use that, and we just sandblast them and paint them black, and they always faded out in a year or two. And so now a lot of guys go, man, I think I'm going to use powder coating on my stuff, and I want to talk to you guys about the good things about powder coating, and then there is drawbacks to powder coating. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to talk to you guys about those drawbacks, why I don't typically powder coat, because one of the things is I've been a painter my whole life, so I know how to paint stuff and make it last a long time. So powder coat doesn't last forever. Guess what? It doesn't last forever. You know what I found out is, I'm going to tell you that my first experience with powder coating failing was when a friend of mine moved back to Las Vegas, and he powder coated his bumpers on his thing, and his thing had blue bumpers. Within a year, the blue bumpers had turned powder white, powder coat white blue color. They had faded out completely. And then I was kind of like, I thought this powder coat stuff was like bulletproof. It would last forever. It didn't scratch. It didn't do anything. And then a lot of people now are powder coating their wrought iron fences, and they go, it lasts forever. It's in the sun all day. I need it to last. And I've been going out and painting these wrought iron fences, and the paint is coming off in sheets, just peeling. The whole thing is coming off, and it's powder coat. It's not paint. So powder coat can fail. Some guys are gonna say, "Oh, it's because they did it wrong," and I don't know. I've seen so many failures. I'm be surprised if everybody has been doing it wrong. So I'm going to tell you, I don't. If you use good automotive paint, I'm not talking about Western synthetic enamel. That was a crappy way to paint these things. I mean, they were doing engines for $600 back then. A brand new engine, whole brand new thing. So, painting the tin was a freebie, and it worked well. I mean, it didn't rust, so but if you really want your engine tin or something to last, if you sandblast it, prime it, etch prime it, and use urethane paint, it's gonna last a lot longer than pretty much anything. If it's adhered correctly, it's gonna last. It can last for many years, 10 years. And I'm sure powder coat, if it was left in your garage, it'd probably last even longer or just as long. It's just really a preference thing. The benefits to powder coating are that the powder coat is actually adheres really well, and it doesn't scratch very easily. But you can actually achieve the same thing with paint by using a good primer. So I'm not really that picky about my engine tin. I've done show car engine tin before. I remember we used to take and shave stuff. I mean, I used to use the engine tin with the snouts on them. We'd shave all the corners and weld them smooth, and then Bondo everything and paint them, and they look just bitchin', perfect looking. And all this stuff, we'd fill all these seams in, spot weld that up really good and fill it, and make them all show car looking perfect. and they would last for a long time with automotive paint. So, and that was acrylic enamel. I mean, so should you spend the money to get your engine tin powder coated? I mean, it's really up to you. If you want to do it, go for it. But I don't know what it costs, but I'm sure you could get a quart of single stage urethane paint. Black is the cheapest color, so if you're painting it all black, and if you want to paint a metallic color, you're gonna have to paint it. You're not gonna be able to do that with a really nice metallic silver or something, or you want to paint it something same color as your car. You're gonna have to use automotive paint, and to do that. And you can buy yourself one of those pre-val kits, and I have videos on that. And you can get yourself a quart of urethane. It would be more than enough. You could probably do all your tin with a pint, but I don't think you can buy a pint. Single stage urethane. I'm going to use single stage urethane satin on mine. Buzz this stuff down if you don't have a sandblaster. Sandblaster is really the best way to work it. You get all this off of here. But my sandblaster doesn't work with beans, so I'm not going to sandblast it. I'm just going to sand this down real quick. And then I'm going to prime it. I'll show you with what I'm going to use on mine, and then you can make up your mind on yours. I'm just going to buzz mine down with some 220. You don't want to use very much of this, but I'm going to spray everything because you're not going to get every little corner and edge inside here sanded. Okay, I'm not looking for show car engine tin. I just want it to be painted. So I'm going to use this primer right here. All you do is you put a real light dust coat over everything. You do not put this on heavy. If you put this on heavy, you will have major problems. It'll wrinkle, your paint will wrinkle, and this has to be completely dry, but it dries usually in about, if you put it on the right way, it usually dries almost immediately. Within about 3 or 4 minutes, you can paint it. And you can touch it, it's completely dry. Then you know that you put it on the right way. If you put it on and it's still sticky after 2 or 3 minutes, you put on way too much, you're going to let it dry overnight, probably, and you've defeated the purpose of using this primer. All it is just a dust coat you put on. It makes everything stick. So I'm going to use this. Then myself, I'm going to use this Akzo Nobel. Just so you know who they are, they make a automotive paint called Sikkens, and this is their sign finishes division called Grip Guard. And of course I have a lot of this stuff left over because I do some sign painting, and that's the kind of stuff I use a lot. That's what's on the Blue Bug. And this is actually a great product. It comes out nice and satin. It's designed to be left in the sun all the time. So basically, it's an automotive paint. So, but it's designed for signs. So signs never get washed. They never get waxed. They are in the sun all the time for 5 to 10 years before they get repainted. So that's pretty much like a car. But it's not quite exactly the same. It's almost exactly the same, but not quite. It's a little bit different. I can't really explain what it is, but it's very, very similar to automotive paint. So that's what I'm going to use on my engine tin. If you wanted yours to come out glossy or satin, you can buy the automotive satin. They have those hot rod flats or something like that if you want to paint yours. If you guys know how much it costs to get them powder coated, post it on here. I'm sure other guys that are looking to get it done would like to know how much it costs to get them powder coated. It would be sandblasting and powder coating. It would sure take a lot of the labor out of it, but it's not going to take me very long to paint these. I'll have these done. I'm not going to go through and remove all this rust and everything. I'm going to sand them down and paint them. It'll be fine for years and years and years for me. And like I said, I'm not building show cars right now. I'm just building stuff that is old that looks cool, and I get this 40 horse back in there. Not really a big fan of 40 horses, but for this car, it just seems appropriate with the gearing and everything that it has in it without having to change everything, I think I'd rather just put the original motor back in, because it's I got a good clutch, I have everything else, so anyway, another real quick note on engine tin is, before you go out and buy brand new engine tin, honestly, this stuff doesn't fit for crap. So this is, I think this one's original too. Yeah, because this one had a no hole. Well, actually, no, I don't think so, because it wouldn't have been cut like this. It would have had that little piece that goes on here with the screw holes in it. But most of the tin is original. The reason you can tell, well, the one way you can tell is you can find the VW stamp on it somewhere. But the cool thing about original tin is it bolts on a lot better. It fits. The other stuff doesn't fit very good. So before you go out and buy brand new tin, first of all, don't throw away your old stuff. Other guys are going to want it because they want original, because they know the difference. And make sure that, if you want your stuff to fit well, you wonder why it isn't fitting well, and you bought the aftermarket tin, that's why. Because the original stuff is the only stuff that really fits very well. Okay, all right, that's it for engine tin and some points on painting it.